I'm back on my Leica Q3 43. You know, I've been watching some videos about Leica. I've come to realize that there's a lot of people who love Leica, there's a lot of people who don't love Leica. Now the good thing is, I love every brand, but I fall in love with Leica. Does that mean I'm going to go on a roller coaster of mixed emotions with opinions? That's a lot of things I go through in life, you know. I end up with these brands that people hate, people love. It's a brand. It's something you like. It's something I like. You buy what you want, remember? Let me just get myself in focus to make sure I'm in focus. Am I in focus? Yeah, I'm in focus, I think. This is me trying to... Come on. Yeah, now I'm back in focus, I think. Yeah, so it's a brand that kind of reminds me of a lot of things in life. You see, anything I buy in life, I always end up buying things that people don't like. Well, majority. But I don't really care because I buy what I want to buy. Now, in no means am I telling you to buy a Leica or a Fujifilm or a Insta360 or whatever you see on my channel. These are all the things I like and what I buy. So you buy what you want. Remember, go for what works for you, what you need for you. Not for things you may think you need by watching a video thinking this is what I need. No, not really. You see, each camera that I own has a purpose for me. Now, my purpose may be different than your purpose, you see. Am I out of focus? I don't know. This is hard to do this. Let me just... bear with me a second just to see how I look. Come on. Am I in focus? I should be in focus. Yeah. It looks like I'm in focus, I don't know. Let me zoom out a bit here. Anyway, so as I was saying, it's like I was watching a couple of videos about the M line. Now the M line is a rangefinder camera, Leica's bread and butter when they first start off on this photography journey of building cameras and so forth, and I discovered that they just released a new EV1, the M EV1 I think, yeah. And when I was in the Leica store I did test it out, and I also tested out alongside next to the 11P. Now the rangefinders, like two images that you get together and just align it and then you get the perfect alignment and then you take a shot. Where the EVF, which I have on my Q3 43 and my SL3S, is a digital version of that, but you don't have to adjust it, just hit the autofocus and it does the rest for you. It's kind of like a fully manual machine and then you've got a semi-automatic machine. And if I was in the market now to buy an M body, after owning the SL3S and the Q3 40 that I'm recording from now, I'll buy the EVF version. I don't get it, I honestly really do get it, about the whole rangefinder experience and, you know, how it's just so satisfying to use, and it truly is. But I wouldn't have it as a main camera for me. I'd maybe buy it maybe as a fourth one, you know, just have that experience to slow me down and so forth. That's the thing I've noticed all videos keep talking about, slowing me down and so forth. And I can see how that would slow anyone down. You know, when I first used it, this is the first time I ever used a rangefinder in my life in the stall. It was quickly to pick up, by the way. But I can see that maybe out in the streets or you're doing content creation, it might be a slow pace in the beginning, but once you dial it in, it's just quick. I mean, my first experience on it, first, second, third, and then I nailed the fourth, fifth, and I'm just going, it's easy, just getting them pictures together. But it depends what you're trying to capture, because I'm telling you, some images may be a challenge to do that, but it's just an experience, the whole journey. That's what I've understood now, this whole journey of, you know, manually focusing and so forth. Like I learned a lot with my SL3S first video I did video recording. I focused on the chair behind me, and so when I jumped into the picture, I realized that I should have done that on me rather than on the chair. Anyway, yeah. So each camera that I picked up has a purpose for me. I think I need to do a video of why I selected each camera. But yeah, I mean, it's just making sure I have the right equipment and tool for me going down on my channel. And by the way, let me just tell you something. If you're new to content creating and you're on this journey, none of these equipments that I own is going to make a change or change the way you do things. A camera is a camera, whether it's an action camera or this kind of camera. It's just personal taste of what you need and what you want. So you buy what you want. You can do your whole content creating on your phone if you want to. It works. It's got cameras in the back, and now with all these latest new phones, you've seen the technology some of these phones produce with photography and video. So for me, it's just about that experience, and that's something that I own, that's personal to me, and you know, each one has a special place in my heart, I guess. But yeah, this Q3 43 and the SL3S, I'm loving every single moment of this. And I looked at some of the other brands like Nikon, I think it's called. Sorry if I said the name wrong. Canon. They got some amazing, and Sony. Some amazing cameras out there, I'm telling you. But for me, into this part of the world, from action cameras for so many years, now it's the real camera lifestyle. I went all in the beginning, and I chose Leica for me as a brand. Now that won't mean I won't buy other brands later on down the line. I might buy Nikon, I might buy other brands. As you may be aware, on my channel I already own Fujifilm too. So for me, I just love tech stuff, cameras and so forth, and I think Leica is just one of those brands that certain particular type of owners who own Leicas. It's like my Harley, for example, you know. You got loads of other brands of two wheels. I just love Harleys, but I do love the Indian too, the new Indian. So you just buy what you want, honestly, and don't go all in thinking this camera is going to change your content creating, going to make you a better content creator. It ain't. Nothing's going to make you a better content creator unless you ain't going to elevate and be a better version of you. So the tool's always good as you are. So just be you. Remember, it's about you, not the tool in your hand. I'm just sharing with you what I have in my collection. That's it. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to tell you what to buy. You buy what you need to buy. And I avoid buying products by watching reviews. I go for what I need and tick the boxes that way and buy what I want. And I get the first-hand experience of my journey with that product, and then if somebody asks me down the line, I can only give them example of what I've been using, and I wouldn't recommend this is the best thing to do, because that would be me lying. I can't say that. That's anything in life. But if I've got a certain brand that I've been on for years, then of course I can give you my opinion. But until then, I have zero opinion when it comes to cameras. Action cameras, I've got a good couple of years under my belt. I'd say, just to be exact, early 2000s when I started with action cameras, yeah, with GoPros and so forth. So I've got that many years experience with action cameras, but I'm not the best in action cameras because it was on and off, but I always had action cameras around me. Now, 2026 is the first time I stepped into this camera world. So I would say I'm a new rookie, new beginner, completely from zero, learning about everything about photography. And it just means I got a journey of learning and self-discovering about my cameras and what they're going to be able to offer me. So when I picked these cameras in my collection, it was based on research of what I was going to create on my channel and the ideas I have for my channel, and that's where I came to look for certain particular tools of the cameras I use for me going forward. Yeah, anyway, I think that's enough for today. I'll see you on the next one, maybe, who knows. By the way, if you like the video, a like will go a long way. And remember, YouTube's going to recommend me to watch something far better than my channel after this anyway. So if you're not a part of my journey, I'd love to have you part of my journey. And If you don't want to join my journey, I do appreciate it too, because you shared with me your time, and that means a lot to me too. So I'll catch you on the next one. As I said, I'm out. Or I can stop from here, right?